You want me to talk? Or?
Yes. Good morning. We are students from Rajamangala University. Please allow us to introduce you about boat rental business. If you don't mind, give us an information, please.
Sure. So, my name is Kevin Scott. I'm English and I've lived in Thailand 20 years. My wife is Mali and we are in her restaurant at the moment, Pure Mokhtar. The company is 8 years old. It is based at Pattaya Marina and it concerns about 20 boats which belong to different people. And when we first came, everything was, we say, disjointed, not organized. So the main job was to get everybody organized so that everybody was, if you like, looking the same way. The boats are used for some big regattas, some important regattas. People come from all over the world to charter the boat.
Ready? Please give us the background of your company.
Well, this is the background. This is I am saying that originally the boats were disorganized, so we needed to organize them so that if somebody travels all the way from Australia, it costs them a lot of money, it costs them a lot of time to come here. So the boat has to be a good boat, otherwise he spent his time and money and he's very upset because the boat is not looked after properly. So the main job of the company was to look after everybody's boat, not just my own boat, but to look after everybody's boat. And in that way, like with any business, if you give the customer good service and good product at a reasonable price, they will come back. That's the most important with any business.
Yes. So what are your main responsibility at yours in Thailand?
The main responsibility is to advertise among sailors all over the world that these boats are available and that the racing is good, and then from then on to make sure that the boats are in very good condition and that when the customer arrives he's looked after. Again, the same with any business. You must look after the customer. That's most important.
What was your biggest success in your career?
My career as for sailing, I spent 5 years with an excellent Australian skipper, and we won many regattas. But the biggest one is called the Coronation Cup, and it relates to the coronation of your late king, and it's one of the highest regarded regattas in Thailand. It's held in Pattaya, and I've won that now 2 times. I think my skipper has now won it 4 times. It's one of the most important trophies, the Coronation Cup, the King's Coronation Cup.
What was your first job?
My first job as a person was in England. I am an accountant. But my first job here, I don't actually have a job, I'm not employed. I just simply use the internet to encourage people to come and sail in Thailand.
What was the major problem that your company faced and how did you solve it?
Well, this goes back to the fact that many of the boats here were not looked after properly. So when the customer came, the boat didn't sail very well, some things broke, he wasn't getting value for money. So the biggest problem was to make sure that all the 20 owners all thought the same, that they all must get their boats in good condition and have the same price for everybody, not just different prices for different boats, and that one person was in charge of looking after all the boats so that you had good organisation. The same as in any company, you need a boss. He's not bigger or better than anybody, but he is there to make sure everybody works together, organised.
Okay. Please describe your company culture or environment.
Well, the environment is obviously sailing, and we try to, because these boats are all the same. If you understand, boats maybe all different sizes, big ones, small ones, etc. But the boats that I'm talking about, they're all identical boats. They're all exactly the same. So we have to bring about a culture that people like to sail on exactly the same type of boat, and that generates a certain type of racing, which is, in my mind, better than all different size boats.
How do you foresee the yachting company success in the future, and what must you do in order to achieve success?
I see that this will grow. It grows slowly. The economy of the world is not very good at the moment, and racing is quite expensive, so that's a problem. But we have to use the internet, and I work very hard with on the internet with emails to individual people, but also general emails to groups of sailors to encourage them to, one, to come to Thailand, and two, to sail on this particular type of boat.
And do you look for in a good employee?
We don't have employees. It's just a very small company that is my wife's company, and we simply just look after it ourselves.
How is English important in the workplace?
In my particular workplace, it's important because most of the sailors speak English. They're Australian or English, and a lot of them are foreigners living in Thailand or in Singapore. They all speak English. Obviously Australians, New Zealanders. So most of the people speak English.
What is the major difference between life as a student and life as a job for yachts in Thailand?
Well, not particularly for life as a job for yachts in Thailand, but the difference between a student and working, is to me is a very big difference, massive difference. As a student, everything is organised for you. You go to your, if you like, your workplace, your study place. The room is organised, everything is organised, the workload is organised, your work is looked at by the teachers. But when you have a job, you have to look after yourself a great deal. And you have to remember that there is nobody else there to do it. It is up to you to do the job.
What advice would you recommend to university graduates entering the workforce?
Well, as I say, you have to remember that yes, you will have bosses and you will have some organisation, but you must look after yourself. There's nobody to look after you. Your progress depends on how good you are at organising yourself, and remembering that you should look around you all the time to gain information, to progress.
Yeah. Thank you very much for taking the time to meet with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.